Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Sana po ay okay ang ating linggo. So muli po, we'd like to welcome everyone sa ating Usapang
Usapang
Training
Training
at
Atbp.
iba pa. Yan.
Nawala na. Si
Ayan,
June
so welcome.
nakalimutan, umiinom ng kape.
Ayan, welcome po. Part po talaga ng nung ating brand ng ang patawanin at paligayahin po ang bawat isa sa atin. So, good afternoon everyone. So, at this point, gusto ko po muli magpakilala. Ako po si Kevin Nera. I'll be your main host for today. With me today are our co-hosts, si Ms. Pearl Martinez and si June Roy. Okay?
Hello everyone! Hello June! Masarap ng kape mo June na. Hello everyone! I'm Pearl Martinez. Welcome to Season 2. Wow! Para tayong novela, telenovela. Meron na tayong Season 2 and our Episode 2 of Season 2. And my name is Pearl Martinez. I am the Global Learning and Development Manager for SGS and Co. And of course, with me is our poging June Roy.
Good afternoon or good evening na ba? Magandang
Good
gabi.
evening na.
Welcome to our Usapang Training. June Roy po, past president ng PSTD at kasalukuyang vice chair. And also working as OD consulting head of NRI. And mamaya magiging driver para sa aming dinner.
Ayan. Kitang-kita po natin si Sir June with all of the merchandise ng PSTD, ang ating #1 endorser. So at this point, I'd like to call on Pearl for our balitang PSTD.
Ayan. Sige na. Tayo. Alright. So, simula tayo sa simula. Yan. Ano maganda. Okay. So, ang balitang PSTD, let's make this brief. Unang-una, paalala ko lang ang mga training events natin for Q1. Nakita nyo na yung mga videos. For more information about these training programs, please visit our Facebook page, yung PSTD Facebook page. So on February 6, 7, and 12, we have our Training Needs Analysis Certification Program. Ang ating speaker dyan ay ang ating very esteemed guest ngayon. On March 7, we have our partnership with AmCham, and this is the Courageous Leadership Experience. And on March 5 to 7, we have the Training Facilitation Certification Program. And on March 18, 19, and 22, we have the Designing E-Learning course. Lahat po ng information about those training events, makikita ninyo sa ating Facebook page or sa ating website. Okay, of course, as members, we need you and we would like to enjoin you to be a member of the different committees of PSTD. So, ang dami po nating committees. So, kung gusto nyo talagang tumulong, maging active sa ating PSTD org, please do volunteer in one of our committees, whatever your interest is. We have the Committee on National Convention. We have the Ways and Means Committee. Of course, the Membership Committee, the Tipanan, Research and Publication, Digital Learning, Gawad Maestro Committee, the Mentoring Committee, Chapter Development Committee, Master Trainer Certification Committee, and CHR. Okay. And if you are coming from the southern part of the country, we would like to invite you to the first Panagtigum 2024 Strategic Direction for Talent Development. This will be held by the PSTD Davao chapter. So yung mga taga Davao dyan, or baka pwede kayo sa Cebu, Iloilo, pwede naman kayong pumunta, malapit lang naman yan. Or kung nasa Manila kayo at bibisita kayo sa Davao, magandang sumali kayo dun sa unang panagtigum for 2024. Okay. And finally, we'd like to invite you in our next Usapang training sessions para lang alam ninyo what to look forward to in the next coming weeks. Kasi every week tayo. Our next topic is going to be how to conduct TNA. And then moving on, TNA to design. And of course, after our TNA series, we're going to go into the design series. So it's designing for the way people learn, designing a 70-20-10 learning experience, and micro-learning. Ayan, ang dami nating topics sa usapang training. So huwag kayong mawawala. Ayan, meron tayong 37 participants. Diba? 150 yata yung nag-register. Sana yung 150 ay sumali or at least join us in our Facebook. We are live in Facebook. And hopefully next time we are going to be live in YouTube also. We also have a YouTube page. Please do like, follow, and subscribe para naman nakikita niyo yung mga dating sessions ng Usapang Training at iba pa. Okay, so that's it. Let me turn it back to you.
Yeah.
Ayan na naman tayo. Dito na naman paano tayo? Stop sharing. Okay.
Ayan.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Pearl, para sa ating balitang PSTD. Again, we have our upcoming programs, our committees, no, and a preview of what the next Usapang training sessions will be about. So hindi ko na po papatagalin pa. At this point, I would like to introduce our guest of honor for our session today. She's the president at FBG Innovations Incorporated and is also a fellow member of the PSTD Board of Trustees. Palakpakan po natin ang ating speaker, si Ms. Jemai Duque-Gomez. Hi, Jemai!
Hello, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, no? I feel very honored being the guest of honor sa usapang training. So, sabi ko, talagang at last makakasama na ako sa usapan na to. All right. Sige. So, let me just share my screen, my slides here. Can you all see this? Ayan.
Yep.
Okay na. All right. Okay, sige. So I know I only have 10 minutes, and I wanted to make this interactive para isasama natin sa usapan yung ating audience, yung mga nanonood. This is basically going back to basics. Okay. Training needs analysis, and just very quick, additional introduction about myself. Kevin already mentioned I am also a member of the Board of Trustee for this year for PSTD. I have been a talent development practitioner for about 19 years na, no? I started when I was 10, kaya compute nyo na lang yan. And I am involved in various affiliations and organizations as well. And it's my passion to be in the training industry, the talent development industry. So, yun lang, di ko na pahabain yan kasi I want to get straight to the point. And babalikan ko lang yung, kasi nagkaroon na tayo ng mga topics before about TNA, right? Napag-usapan na natin yung mga names, di ba? Ang dami na ng mga lumabas na names. And alam na natin yung Adi, di ba? Si Adi. Si Maring Adi. Ayan, okay. Because we are going back to the basics, we will review itong cycle na to, itong phase na to. So we know that, or if not everyone knows, we start with the analysis, the analyze, the design, develop, implement, and evaluate. Yan. Siguro, paulit-ulit nyo na rin itong nakita if you've already been a talent development practitioner. However, siguro ihimayin lang natin kasi talagang simula siya dun sa analyze part, which is to analyze the present context and the gaps. Curious lang ako, okay, based on this, okay, kasi natanong ko rin usually yung mga participants ko in the previous TNA courses that I've facilitated under the Master Trainer Certification, under PSTD. Ano ba yung pinaka-favorite natin? So, ito, I will ask for engagement from our audience kasi naka-Mentimeter tayo. if you are going to rank the different phases of the ADI, yan. If you can please participate, you can scan the QR code. I believe sinend din yung link no dun sa ating chat. So you can follow this along, and then vote kayo dyan. You can rearrange the phases based on your favorite. Number 1, yung most favorite ninyo, and then 5 is yung least favorite ninyo. Para lang makita natin. Kasi we all have different roles minsan in talent development. We all have different positions, experiences. And kadalasan pwedeng ginagawa natin lahat. Pero meron talaga tayo minsan na favorite natin. Alin dyan yung favorite yan. So we're seeing na nagbabago ngayon yung ating ranking based on the answers that we're getting. So far, 4 have responded. Tignan natin. Para kasama kayo sa usapan, guys. You can follow along. Yan. Pinapagawa ko din to sa mga participants ko. Kasi sabi ko nga, I'm curious, no? In terms of the faces, ano ba yung pinaka-favorite natin dyan? Yan. So, makikita natin, nagbabago siya. Okay. Sige, let's see. So far, ayan, humahabol, analyze. So, number 1 is the most favorite, ha? Number 1 is the most favorite. Sige, tingnan natin. We have 13 responses so far. We have 40 in the Zoom room. Siguro may iba pa na also watching in Facebook, diba? Or in YouTube. They can also interact with us. Sige. So, with this, tingnan natin. So far, first, analyze. Second, design. Okay. Okay, mahabol si implement. Ayan, yung sa classroom, no? 4th is develop and then evaluate. Okay, very interesting results. Kasi if you will, kung ako alalahanin ko yung mga previous classes ko, no, dami sa kanila nasa implement yung kanilang top or yung kanilang favorite. Yan. Pero it's very good na here, okay, number 1 natin yung analyze. Pinaka-favorite natin yung analyze. No? And bakit kaya? Bakit analyze yung favorite natin? And I think this very much coincides with its importance. Okay? Marami siguro sa atin dito sa mga sumagot. Very analytical. Yan. Gusto nila yung mga nag-iisip. Okay? Pero in my previous classes, yung iba, niwasan nila yan. Gusto nila dun sa implement part, sa design, sa develop part. Yan. Okay? Ang sabi nga ni Plato, iwan muna natin yung slide na yon. The beginning is the most important part of the work. Okay, so same thing applies for the ADI, okay, the framework. Actually, dun talaga tayo dapat mag-focus. Okay, so if we're going to think of what comes to mind, yan, kapag naririnig niyo yung training needs analysis, kasi we need to define this para we will come to understand. Okay. 1 to 2 words that comes to mind when you hear training needs analysis. Hindi natin patatapusin lahat kasi marami. Baka mamaya iba nahihirapan mag-connect. But we'll see. We'll try to see, some of the words that you associate with training needs analysis. Tingnan natin. Yan. T&A, training needs analysis. Oh, very good. Yan. So we have goals, competencies, competency gaps, challenges, okay, skill gaps, okay, compliance, updating, knowledge gaps, contexts, okay, job analysis, okay, nangingibabaw si competencies, focus group discussion, improvements, research, yes, assess, prototype, nice, very nice. Appropriate training, gusto ko yon. Okay, what is appropriate training? Okay, struggle. Okay, mga common dito makikita natin, although hiwa-hiwalay sila, is yung gap, no? Merong word na gap, learning gap, yan, competency gap, identifying gaps, yan. Okay, and actually, di naman nalalayo yan. So when we say training needs analysis, no, lalo na kung talent development practitioner ka na, it rings a bell already. Meron na kagad tayong naiisip. Familiar sa atin yung word na yan kasi it's part of what we do. Okay? Training needs analysis. So how do we define this? Kung pagsasama-samahin natin yan, capacity building, ayan, very good. Crucial part. Okay, so crucial part. Totoo yun. Okay, training needs. Okay, sige. Iwan natin yan. Alam ko marami pa tayong makikitang mga words, but let's try to define kasi alam ko limited yung time ko. Let's define, no? If we're going to have we're going to define training needs analysis, TNA, systematic process, scientific yung dating niya, no? Step-by-step process to identify the gaps. Bakit? To identify ano ba yung skills, knowledge, and abilities na kailangan ng individuals or ng workforce to achieve yung organizational goals natin. Okay? Which leads to the development of targeted and effective training programs. Take note, which leads to. Okay? Yun ang nagiging daan para we provide the right and appropriate training programs. Okay? So makita niyo yung mga words that you mentioned there are somehow there. Okay? Sige. I'll move forward kasi meron tayong tatlong frequently asked questions usually in TNA. Basic pa lang to, no? Kasi nakita ko yung mga susunod na topics natin. We will deep dive na sa training needs analysis. So bakit natin ginagawa ang TNA? Ano yung mga tools and methods we can use for TNA, including yung top 3? Okay? What are the challenges in conducting TNA? Sige, let's move forward. Bakit natin ginagawa ang TNA? The way that I easily explain this, para tayong doktor, di ba? Kapag may sakit, yung isang tao, you don't just rely on one symptom. Okay? And then bibigyan mo na ng gamot. For you to be able to identify the right treatment, the right medication prescription, kailangan you look at the signs and symptoms. Saka mo ngayon, titingnan ano yung pinaka-okay. Hindi ibig sabihin may lagnat siya, may infection kagad, bibigyan mo ng antibiotic, right? So same thing with the training needs analysis. We look at data, we look at information that we need to get para makita natin ano yung root cause, ano ba yung pinagmumulan, ano yung kailangan nating solusyonan. Training ba o hindi ang kailangan natin dito? So that's basically the reason. Okay? Ano ba yung sinasagot ng TNA? When we do TNA, we can answer the following questions. Kung paano ma-align yung training programs with the organizational business strategies and objectives. Training ba talaga yung sagot dun sa gap na nakita natin in the organizational, group, individual level? Yung knowledge, skills, and attitude, ano-ano yon or attributes na kailangan to address yung performance gaps? And ano ba yung dapat maging content ng training? Okay? So basically answering bakit tayo gumagawa ng training needs analysis. Okay? Question number 2. What tools, methods can we use for TNA? Okay? So tatlong segment papakita ko sa inyo. Ano yung sources of data, the methods, and the tools. Okay? Sources of data we can get from documents, job holder, task performers, superiors sa mga leaders ng company, and customers ng organization if we're going to provide specifically, most especially kapag customer service. Yan. Data gathering methods, 5 to that we're going to highlight: document analysis, survey, interview, focus group discussions, and observations. The tools match kung ano yung method na gagamitin mo. So ito yung mga kailangan natin na i-develop to conduct the data gathering. Okay? So pwedeng mga observation checklist, yung mga pang-capture natin ng video, pang-record natin, interview guide, FGD guide, questionnaire, inventories, and opinionaires. Okay? So question, alin dito? If we're going to talk about tools and methods na cost-effective, okay? There are 3. Okay? Medyo yung iba dyan magkakasama. Okay? Online surveys, questionnaires. Okay? Bakit? Ito. Nilagyan ko na ng description nun. Ano yung in terms of the low manpower, in terms of the time needed. Kasi madalas din yung mga participants dun sa TNA course, ito rin yung mga tanong. Okay? Ano po ba yung tool or method na pwede natin gamitin? Usually, ask them, ilan ba ang tao nyo? How many? Yung gano'ng kalaki yung scope, gano'ng kalaki yung respondents na kailangan ninyo? Do you have the time, 'di ba? Kasi minsan may talaga, may time period na binibigay to do the TNA. So it really depends, okay? But basically hindi pwedeng isa lang talaga kasi nga you're looking for signs and symptoms that will gather data, the information that you need. So, kailangan magko-combine ka talaga dyan. So, ano yung pinaka-cost effective? Yung syempre will require the least manpower, involvement, minimal time, and budget requirements. So, online surveys, meron tayong Google Forms, MS Forms, yan yung mga free lang. Usually, we already have that. So, yun yung pwede natin gamitin. Quick collection of data, quick summary, nandyan yan. Interviews, FGDs, ganun din. Moderate manpower kasi depende kung ilan ang i-interviewin, gaano karaming FGDs, diba, ang gagawin niyo. Internal data analysis, document review, kasi normally, ito yung meron na. Ito yung readily available data that we can get and utilize. Okay, na kasama dun sa TNA natin. So, ganun din, low to moderate manpower, minimal time, budget friendly, if the data is readily available. Yeah. Okay? So, mabilis na talaga kasi I'm leaving time for Q&A. 3, what are the challenges in doing TNA? So, meron akong list. Okay? Pero, gusto ko rin malaman kasi nga gusto nating i-involve yung ating audience is ano-ano ang challenges ninyo? I want to also see. Okay? The list that I have is coming from the perspective or insights of sa akin, syempre, yung experiences ko and from the participants I had in my previous classes in the TNA course. So, but for you guys, tignan natin, meron bang similarities? Yun din ba na-experience ninyo? So, what are the usual challenges that you have when you conduct TNA or when trying to? Kasi possible na hindi pa kayo nakapag-conduct before or you were just part of the whole process. Ayan. Okay? Merong lack of management support? Yes. Analysis, how to analyze after GAD. Oo, minsan nag-gather mo na. So parang now what? Ano yung gagawin natin? Compliance from the department head. Okay. How to validate data gathered. Okay, very important. Digital divide in answering the questionnaire. The digital questionnaire. Okay. Budgetary requirements, accuracy of data provided, tama. Minsan hindi kayo sure. Translation to programs. Okay, so nag-gather mo na yung data, pwedeng na-analyze mo na, paano mo na siya ngayon na-translate sa programs. Okay, dalawa yung sumagot, translation to program. Competency appraisal can be subjective. How to make it objective? Very good. In FGD, who participate to TNA often fake good of themselves. So it's a chat. Oo. Minsan hindi mo alam kung totoo ang pinapakita nila. Okay? Support from parties. Yan. Plans, implementation, change due to circumstances. Okay. Interesting. Ito hindi ko makita. Hindi ko ma-move yung QR code. Sige, wait. Titignan natin mamaya. Knowledge gap. We could ask. Sige. Okay. Sige, so a lot related to the digital, no? And then dun sa translation of the programs, analyzing the data gathered. Okay, paano mo na yung gagawin kapag meron ka ng data? Ano nang gagawin mo? What's the next step? Okay, so let's see. Okay, dun sa list that I have, that I collected, actually medyo similar naman. Looking at TNA is just a wish list. Oo, yung para kang nagpapa-order. Pa-order nga po, 'di ba? Isang fries, isang cheeseburger, ganyan. So, tignan natin. Okay. Challenges in conducting TNA mostly, usually, TD professionals often encounter ito. Limited resources. Kasi nga yung budget, yung time, manpower. Ito yung very common talaga. Kasi ito yung madalas na naririnig ko. Kasi po yung yung manpower namin, ganito lang. So how do we do this? Diba? Tapos ang dami na nilang responses na kailangan. Changing business environment also. Minsan, by the time na natapos mo na yung TNA mo, nagkaroon na ng significant changes sa environment that would affect already kung ano yung result. Lack of stakeholder engagement, yung support from management, yan. Availability and accuracy of data, yan yung mag-get you rin. So, very good. Nagmamatch naman, no? And undefined organizational goals. Kapag ang organization, hindi clear kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin, medyo magkakaroon talaga ng challenge sa TNA. Kasi the goal of the TNA supposedly is to really align it to the strategic goals of the organization. And the lack of technical expertise, ito na yung paano na. What do we do once we've gathered the data? Okay, so knowledge on how to conduct the TNA, how to develop the tools, and how to actually do it. Yan. So, ang kagandahan yan, yung ibang mga challenges dyan actually will be addressed if you will be able to attend yung ating certification program. Ayan, ilulusot natin doon, syempre. Kasi, itong ating usapang training, pahapyaw lang to, pero talagang daming matututunan kasi even me, I still learn a lot from the participants. Iba-ibang scenarios, iba-ibang industries, so there's a lot to really learn, when you attend a kind of program like the certification for TNA. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much. And meron akong slide dito for Q&A kung gusto niyo dito magtanong. But I know na Kevin.
Yeah. Okay. So maraming salamat, Jemai, for that initial presentation. So habang hinihintay natin yung questions from our viewers, I'll ask the first question. So, di ba meron tayong mga tools, top 3 tools that we've identified, and we've also identified certain challenges. So in your experience, ano ba yung mga magagandang diskarte o best practice that you've tried when you utilize those 3 tools para ma-address yung mga common challenges that people encounter in doing TNA?
Uh, if I understand the question, ano yung best practices in using the tools? Like what I said, kasi normally you have a checklist na minsan ng information that you need to have. Okay? Depende dun sa scenario. Well, if you have a checklist, madali yun to come up with the questions that you need dun sa TNA. And then utilizing yung mga free natin na resources like yung Google Forms and MS Forms, it will be easier for you to target ano talaga yung data na kailangan mo.
Mhm. Yeah. In terms of determining which tool to use, may recommended ba na head count na pagka ganito kadami, use this tool, pagka ganito na kadami yung tao, use another tool?
Yes. So normally I ask my participants kapag hindi kaya ng resources niya, lalo na kung madami talaga yung tao na kailangan yung kunan ng information. Normal yan, favorite natin, survey talaga. Okay. But the survey, dahil nga minsan meron tayong we need to expound, we need to validate yung information that we get from the survey. Sinusundan yan ng FGD. Yan. Which is mas targeted yung participants, may mix of, okay, to validate what you get from the survey. So normally, meron bang recommended? Kasi minsan kahit naman konti, pwede ka pa rin namang magpa-survey kasi it's the quickest, okay, that you can get the information. But it's more recommended kapag talagang nasa hundreds, thousands na yung kailangan mong responses.
While we wait for the other members not to ask their questions, when we do interviews or FGDs, may formula ba na recommended sundin na kung 100 people kami in the company, ganito kadami yung ideal na ma-interview?
Ang sinasabi ko lang sa mga participants ko, there needs to be a proper representation of the demographics. So, levels, gender, age, dapat meron para we get the accurate and walang bias na data, na information. Properly represented. Yes.
Okay. So, may good mix talaga dapat ng nung demographics at psychographics nung isang interview.
Correct.
Okay. So, in the chat, we have sige, first question from Zeke. Are these tools similar to creating a project management plan? In your experience, how can TNA be integrated in creating a project management plan?
A project management plan, is it similar? Tools, so I would say hindi ako masyadong sa project management. Siguro hihingin ko ang tulong dito ni June, no, kasi alam ko ito expert to sa sa project management eh. Is it the same, June?
Magkaiba yung okay, all TNA are projects, or you can implement or execute TNA as a project in that context. So TNA is a project, but not all projects are TNA. Parang ganun yung relationship nila, no? So, anong implication noon? So, ibig sabihin, pag in-approach mo yung TNA as a project, mayroon kang project objective, di ba? Mayroon kang, kumbaga, project plan. So, yung TNA plan itself becomes like your project plan. So kung magaling ka, or kung apply mo ng project planning yung TNA, it becomes more efficient in terms of execution. Mas klaro kung ano yung methodology mo, kung ano yung gagamitin mo. So it helps you succeed in TNA if you apply project management. And in fact, it's not only in TNA, but it's also in every training that you conduct from TNA up to the evaluation, yung buong cycle na yon. When you look at that, we call it program, right? Pero ang discipline na ginagamit natin, it's actually project management. So yun yung tingin ko doon na relationship noong dalawa. I hope that helps, Zeke.
So per June, no, applying project management tools, frameworks, and principles in terms of how we conduct the TNA.
Yeah.
Ito may second question tayo from Sir Ed. How reliable are survey data? Is it better to use survey results over performance appraisal pagka hindi sila nagtutugma?
How reliable are survey data? Better ba siya to use over performance appraisal data? I would say depende sa, unang-una, depende kung yung survey questions mo are valid and reliable. Okay. Secondly, yung performance appraisal mo ba, or yung performance management system ba, is also, kumbaga hindi siya generic, naka-anchor ba dun sa talagang goals, 'di ba? Depende kasi kung sasabihin ko lang na yes or no, it will depend dun sa gamit na system. But I would say, usually, sabi ko nga, hindi isa lang yung magiging basis natin. You really need whatever data that we get from either survey or from the performance management appraisal, if we're going to use that also as a data, bibabangga natin siya. If we need to verify further, then we use other methods. So, FGD tayo to verify it, diba? Interviews to verify. Yeah.
So Miggy, good follow-up question. How would we know if we accurately diagnosed a department's pain points so we can prescribe the best learning intervention with surgical precision?
Surgical precision talaga, no?
Hirap naman doon.
Oo. Paano natin meron ba tayong masasabi na we can really guarantee na tama yung ating diagnosis, no? I guess if we follow the process, we can hope na tama yung data na makukuha natin. We can hope na tama yung ating diagnosis. Pero I would say there are a lot of factors na minsan will come into play. Hindi natin masasabi na 100% siya. Paano natin malalaman na tama at yung solution natin na training na naging output ng TNA is the right one? Nagkaroon ba ng improvement? Nagkaroon ba ng change dun sa before and after, 'di ba? Pag nag-evaluate tayo in terms of level 3 and level 4, nagkaroon ba ng significant change? Then we can probably say yes, nagawa natin siya.
Jemai, I think
Yes.
in addition to that, ang concern ni Miggy, if I got it right, Miggy, it's prior to making a decision on investing resources, is tama ba yung diagnosis, no? But I agree with you. Of course, ang ultimate barometer niyan, it's yung nasa dulo, no? Pero before the investment in terms of resources, let's say management wants to know whether the diagnosis is reliable? So that's really a good question.
Yes.
And yan, may mga sagot dyan. Hindi ko lang.
I guess
There
yung
is-
challenge talaga dun sa question would be hindi agad-agad natin malalaman no? kung
Hindi
accurate.
Kasi as I look at it, 'di ba? DNA is research eh. You gather the data, you interpret the data, you make the recommendation based on the data, the conclusion that you got. So possible ba na medyo ano ka, malihis ka? Possible kung una, nagkaroon ka ng bias dun sa procedure mo, dun sa the whole process, hindi mo properly na gather yung data na kailangan, hindi tama yung data na nakuha mo, 'di ba? Then that would lead to the wrong conclusion that might lead to the
Sabi
wrong
nga, di ba, parang
recommendation.
garbage in, garbage out lang
Garbage
yan
out.
eh. So, kung
Mm-mm.
garbage yung pinasok mo sa research mo, hindi accurate yung data mo, yung methods mo are not accurate, then you're going to get garbage, di ba?
Correct,
Tama,
correct,
tama.
correct. Same din
I'd
sa
like to
Mm-mm.
validate that, no, yung kay Pearl. Kasi from the point of view of consulting companies, clients pay us because they trust what we do. Ika nga, not only yung capability, but it's really more of trusting the process o yung method na sinasabi ni Pearl. So dalawa yung barometer na tinitignan natin doon. One, it's the process by which you do your TNA. Kaya yung sinabi ni Carmela ditong triangulate, napaka-importante yun because kung one source, single source lang ang ginamit mo, maybe your process is not that highly reliable, ano? And then the other one, it's the quality of the data itself produced by the TNA. Does it make sense? Kasi ibabangga yan eh sa realidad. So if there's a semblance to reality and it represents really the pain points, no? Then there is a bigger chance na yung analysis is tama. So in short, process at saka yung quality of the data that gives you the confidence.
Yes, yes.
And also, June, I think we have to emphasize that there are 3 levels of TNA that you would have to do, like the organizational TNA and then the job level or the occupational level of TNA until the individual. So you have to have data from all these types of TNA na sinasabi nga triangulate kasi tatlo nga, may triangulate talaga. So if you have data from those 3 sources, diba, mas maganda ang results ng TNA mo. Hindi pwedeng sa individual lang. Yung sanay tayo na magtatanong lang tayo, anong training na ba ang nakuha mo at diba? So sabi nga
Correct.
ni Ed, so tingnan mo rin yung performance appraisals niya, yung performance data niya. Either yung performance appraisals or yung performance niya over KPIs, past KPIs, di ba? Kung may leaderboard kayo, pwede nyo gamitin. All of that leads to a very good team.
May mention din si AM dito sa chat. Sabi, a pilot program can be used if may significant cost. Yan. Minsan to test it, no? Yeah, pwede rin yun.
Agile.
Yung triangulate nga natin, parang 3 levels of the organization and using 3 different tools. Interview,
Yes.
service. So naging 9 3 by 3
Oo.
grid pa siya, no?
Parang ano
9
talaga.
bucks na.
Correct. Parang, di ba yung analogy ko nga, parang kang doktor, nagda-diagnose ka, you have to, may triage na gagawin, titingnan mo lahat ng symptoms to really arrive dun sa right diagnosis. So, same applies. Minsan nagkakaroon ba ng maling diagnosis? Oo, nagkakaroon din naman, di ba? sa medical. Pero yun, if properly done, then, yeah.
And I like to highlight at this point, kanina yung question yung sinabi ni Pearl na garbage in, garbage out. Tatahi ko siya dito sa 2 questions in the chat. How can we avoid garbage in na data collection? Siyempre, kailangan ng management support. So, ano yung mga pwedeng gawin? Halimbawa, kung si management or si division chief hindi pa as cooperative kasi matrabaho din siya. And second question would be, paano naman daw pag sa company nila, never pa sila nag-TNA, parang first time talaga. So how do we initiate that? Medyo, paano natin ibebenta yung TNA?
Okay. So I'll start with the second question kasi isa yan sa hina-highlight din dun sa certification program, no? Na you have to speak the language of the business. Okay? Karamihan sa minsan, nasasanay tayo na ito yung role natin, ito yung tasks natin. We need to provide a training plan. Okay, so we provide the training plan. We need to conduct trainings, we need to conduct trainings. But at the end of the day, there needs to be a connect dun sa bakit mo yun ginagawa. Once the owners, the top level management understand that this is for their business, okay? If you are able to now connect na once we identify the gaps and address the gaps na pwedeng ma-solve training, then ito yung mangyayari dun sa business natin. Okay? So how do we sell TNA? Yun, you speak the language of the business. Look at the business objectives. Alin doon yung pwedeng ma-improve, okay? If we do proper TNA. Kapag in-identify natin ano yung gaps, ano yung root cause nun, and we are able to propose training solutions. Kapag na-connect mo siya, na-communicate mo siya properly, then that's how we're going to sell it. Tama ba, paring June?
Tama, kasi kung CEO ako or finance head, tapos gagastusan ko yung survey na yan, di ba?
Yes.
Especially some of these are proposed by consultants like us. So importante may balik yun at saka it addresses pain points that affects strategy execution. So kung hindi mo kabisado yung strategy na katulad ng sinasabi ni Pearl, mahirapan kang ibenta yung idea na magkaroon ng TNA. Okay lang siguro yan kung wala kang masyadong gagastusin, mga simpleng program level TNA lang. Pero kung it would be disruptive, that it would gain the support of division heads, kailangan sa simpleng pananalita, what's in it for me as the division head? Diba? Kahit simple ordinary kwan yan, I have my own problems and pains. Paano makakatulong ito? Baka you're only asking me to support you. Kung magkaibigan tayo, okay, di ba? I will support you out of relationship, but it's not gonna work that way always.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, I think I'll pick up on what Hezekiah and Ed also said, diba? That it can also result in the advice na hindi training related. Ang laging ko ngang sinasabi, if it's a problem of opportunity or a problem of motivation, then baka hindi training ang sagot dyan. Diba? So you also have to identify those non-training related needs. Baka mamaya nagpo-propose ka ng something na training tapos yung pala ang problema ayaw parang wala silang masyadong benefits, hindi nila gusto yung benefits nila. Then kahit anong training mo dyan or hindi naman pala, diba, hindi naman sila napopromote kasi wala naman silang opportunity to be promoted in the company, then baka hindi na training. Kahit mag-training ka ng sandamakmak na training dyan, diba? At the end, sasabihin nila, hindi naman nag-improve yung tao ko kasi yun pala, hindi siya motivated, diba? So, baka hindi training ang sagot.
Correct. Isang example ko dyan usually, Pearl, no? Kadalasan, di ba, customer satisfaction and isang metric na tinitignan. Pag bagsak ang customer satisfaction, ang bilis mag-jump into, magpaano tayo, customer service training. Oo, customer service excellence training. Ayan. Ganun ka agad. Without even knowing ano ba yung reason bakit bumabagsak? Baka naman facilities, 'di ba? Mainit pala, gano'n. Kasi minsan doon lalabas din 'yun, 'di ba? So, if hindi natin hihimayin talaga yung data, then we will not be able to tell na training talaga yung kailangan. Kasi training addresses knowledge and skills. So, kung facility yan, kahit pa-training ka ng pa-training, di ba?
Mm.
Hindi talaga masosolve. Yeah.
Yeah, which actually raises the point na after the training needs analysis, the recipient of the analysis is not just actually your trainer. No, kasi kailangan mo i-disaggregate yung findings between training and non-training needs. So, especially for the bigger companies, pwedeng within other teams ng HR o pwedeng sa management as a whole. Mamaya, ibang problem pala yung natumbok nung analysis na mas malaki pa pala compared sa training.
Correct, correct. Na-mention ko actually nagkaroon kami ng isang ganyang discussion in one of my classes before, no? So parang, initially parang, okay, hindi pala training yung kailangan. So parang they thought that their job stops there. Sabi ko, hindi. You need to also, make sure that you communicate kasi may na-discover ka na non-training need or non-training solution pala na pwede, ilalapit mo yan. Although hindi na yan parang scope ng work mo, you still have that responsibility kasi naging part siya nung TNA process na ginawa mo.
Yan. Si Zeke has a follow-up. How do we clearly know or organize kung training o non-training concern? Anong criteria yung ginagamit para masabi kung kanino
Ayan.
ipa-forward ang concern?
Okay, okay. Magandang tanong. Kasi nga, we're talking about hindi lahat, di ba, training. So, I think na-mention na to in one of the episodes din, no? Meron tayong ginagamit na different frameworks to do this. And I remember AM talked about yung Gilbert 6 boxes. May mga na-mention doon na it could be environment, could be behavior. But basically, if yung root cause nung gap na nakita mo is the lack of or missing knowledge, skills, and ability, okay? Then training ang magiging sagot. Pero kung hindi naman kakulangan, okay, sa knowledge, skills, and ability, then hindi training ang sagot. Okay? Simple lang. Kunwari, lumabas pala, systems. Kunwari, ayan, thank you Kevin, ang bilis. Okay, Gilbert 6 boxes. Wala kasi akong slide for that. Pero, pwede rin kasi, di ba, McKinsey din, di ba? May mga ganun din tayong ginagamit. Sign na daw for AM na i-discuss yung Gilbert 6 boxes. So, pwedeng systems, pwedeng technology, yung lumabas na root cause for that. Then, we need a new one. Okay? Ngayon, dahil magkakaroon ng bagong technology, bagong application na gagamitin, makikita mo rin doon, syempre, kailangan ng training to use that, di ba? So, when you go through the proper TNA, makikita mo na meron minsan combination. Okay? Hindi lang siya either or. Hindi lang, okay, either training or non-training siya. Minsan talaga, pareho that you have to do. Yan.
Minsan parang ang labas, actually babalik ka din sa training pero uunahin muna natin yung either technology or process review. Kasi alam
Yes.
naman din natin, hindi porket may bago kang fancy technology, magically mawawala na rin yung problem mo without properly upscaling din yung ating mga...
Baka kailangan ng training doon sa technology.
Yeah, lalo pag nagbago, no?
Yes. Correct. Minsan din, siya, the way around. Pwedeng nauna yung training, tapos sinusundan ng recognition program. For example, kung naman, regarding a little bit about motivation, incentives, mga ganyan, ang pwedeng cause. Okay. I like the chat, very interactive. Dire-diretso lang yung discussion natin, no? Usapang talaga, usapang training.
And Manuel, in the case, do we have to include yung attitudes and habits sa KSAs o pwede bang knowledge and skills lang?
Kasi yan makikita mo, siya may makikita ka knowledge, skills, attitude, knowledge, skills, ability. Pero dito kasi it's a combination, could be a combination of the A can represent either attitude and ability. But yes, sinasama ko siya ang attitude.
Sabi ko nga if it's a problem of cash, which is knowledge, attitude, skills, or habits.
Mm-mm. Correct,
Or
correct.
sa problem of cash kasi
Cash.
compensation.
Pera pala talaga.
Pag cash compensation,
Hindi pala acronym
training
yung
yan.
cash na.
Ibang cash na yun. Yun, hindi yun addressable by training.
Yung cash daw na hindi nauutang.
Oo.
Sabi ni Ellen.
Nakakatawa yung yung insight ni Zeke na training is not always the answer, pero para malaman mo na hindi training, kailangan mo mag-TNA.
Yes, correct, correct. Yun yung sagot doon. You need to know. Diba? I-analyze mo kasi. Root cause analysis talaga. Tama. Yes, training should also address the affective domain. Yes, that's correct.
Mm-mm. Kaya yung ma-share ko lang, yung importanteng mindset ng trainers is that you are not conducting TNA for the sake of training actually. You are conducting TNA first and foremost to solve organizational issues and problems. And most importantly, to help the business or organization achieve its objective. So that's a good starting point. Kasi pag ganun ang starting point mo, then you will conduct root cause analysis without being so much in love with the idea of training dapat ang solution. Kasi yun ang final barometer mo eh. Are you able to make an impact in terms of achieving yung organizational issues, needs, and challenges, no? So, yeah.
Thank
That's
you for bringing
what
that up.
strategic means.
Tama ka, Juno. Naalala ko kasi, some participants in my classes, parang kala nila kailangan ipilit yung, yung result dun sa na dapat training. Okay? Kahit na nakita naman dun sa parang nung tinignan na namin yung mga causes, hindi naman, 'di ba? Or hindi yun yung primary. So, correct. Minsan kasi tayo na since that's our job now to produce training, parang kailangan makapag-produce tayo ng training plan even if hindi naman yun. But that's really a good way of looking at it na you help the organization save the resources when you don't push for training that is not needed. Diba?
Ayaw lang ma-redundant.
Pag sabi, ay wala ka naman na palang training na ginagawa.
Siguro question ko na lang, Jemai, would be, pagka-outsource the training provider, sometimes you'll depend on the TNA that is quote-unquote done by the internal HR. So, paano yun pagka gano'n? Kasi you're not privy to all of the information. At saka alam mo rin, minsan may bias yung in-house.
Ako, in my experience as a consultant, hindi ako talaga nagre-rely or hindi ko tinitake as is yung kapag sinabi nila, kasi po ganito, diba? Na ito yung kailangan namin training. I usually go through a discovery meeting with them, ina-analyze ko, kasi talagang kapag nakita ko na parang hindi naman yan ang kailangan nyo, I really tell them. Kaysa ipilit ko just to get a project. O kaya pag sinabi ko na parang hindi personality development training ang kailangan nyo. Kailangan nyo team building. Kasi yung mga ganon. And it's true kasi minsan sila na nag-a-analyze, meron silang subjectiveness, 'di ba? Dahil they are in that they are inside. So, I don't rely on, kahit na meron na silang pinesent na, nag-TNA na po kami. No? Tinatry kong i-verify through interviews, okay? Asking them questions, okay? Bakit nyo ba naisip na ganito, ang gusto nyong training, etc.
Normally,
Same ba?
Validation with the departments involved not just the HR.
Sabi ni Ed, ang pinakamasakit dyan, yung TNA result ng client, title lang ng training. Correct. Totoo. Usually ganun. Parang, ito po kasi yung kailangan namin. Tapos pag tinanong mo na, nag-ask ka na ng questions, parang hindi naman. Discovery ka na. Yan. Yun yung initial TNA mo interview. You set a meeting. Yan. Tama ba?
Okay.
Same with you? With your experience ba, Pearl and June?
Usually
Yeah.
ganon. Pero usually magdi-deep dive kapag sinabi na, ito yung mga kailangan naming training. Kailangan pala namin ng problem solving and decision making training. So, pag ganon, tinatanong ko, ano ang nakikita ninyong problems sa behaviors? Or ano ang currently nakikita ninyong problema ng department? Bakit nyo nasabing PSDM
Yes.
training yung kailangan?
Oo, yan. Ang question ko dyan, ano yung pain points nyo? Saka ano yung gusto nyong outcome after nitong, para to really get into the meat of it. Yes, June?
Ah,
Yun yung sinabi ni Ed actually, perfectly said.
Mm-mm-mm.
Needs assessment muna bago TNA. Kaya sa consulting standard practice, in many consulting, probably not all, na kahit pumunta sa yung kliyente sa iyo na kailangan namin ng training ng ganito, we usually assess first kung ano yung need at ano yung business goal nila, ano yung strategic goal, saan ito papunta, and then ano
Alin ang
yung
hindi na-achieve?
operational impact nito, yung sinasabi ni Pearl. And then, from there, we can already isolate through guided questions kung training ba talaga. Marami ng post si Ed dito, no? Na minsan, ang kadalasan, ang problema, yung leadership pala. Yung humihingi ng training. Siya mismo yung may
True.
problema. Diba? So, we just have to be, kumaga ang role natin as trainers is not, as I said, it's not just to provide training. Kasi kung yun lang, TNA kaagad ang sagot mo. But to provide the right solutions through needs assessment. Kaya minsan, ang lilitaw na result, hindi training. Pero kung limitaw training, then doon papasok si training needs analysis.
Correct.
So, dalawang level muna. Ano yung need?
Mm-mm.
Kung training yan, then anong training ang kailangan?
Sabi ni Zik, no? Paano
6:50.
i-communicate na management problem pala?
Ayan. So,
Kaya yung naalala ko tuloy yung conversation natin, Jemai, na pagiging data-driven at business. Diba? So kung ang pinag-uusapan ay safety, diba? Kailangan alam mo yung safety statistics, diba? Kung customer complaint yan, kabisado yung mga statistics at mga ratios related to complaints, no? So you really have to expand your horizon and learn the language of the business, and that can only be done by exercising yung inquisitiveness, curiosity, and that happens not only during that TNA proper, it happens on a regular basis. Back to you, Kevin.
ayan, so alam kong nag-enjoy tayong lahat sa ating usapan. Bitin na bitin, pero kung nabitin kayo sa ating napakagandang usapan,